All right, so next, I said I have 7. It's actually 6. The next topics are from Facebook as well, and these are from Papa Griff. These are from Dad. So Dad did ask, I'm just going to touch on this topic. I'm not going to answer it because I can't answer it. Dad did ask, the week I was going out to North Carolina for this drive, it was SummerSlam weekend and TakeOver Wrestling. He wanted my predictions on it. When I recorded, it was after, so I knew all of the results. So I gave my thoughts on each of them. I'm not going to really do that now, saying the next pay-per-view is this Sunday, and I don't have the match card on hand for that, so I'm not really going to give predictions for that. But still need to watch TakeOver. I heard it was really good. SummerSlam, heard it was decent. Still need to watch that. I am very behind, but yeah, sorry about that one. On to his second topic is also wrestling related. There's a few wrestling ones here. If you worked for WWE Creative, what storylines would you consider for the next WrestleMania? Pardon. So, as I recorded this before, I don't have any specific storylines that I can think of for Mania to build up to, like what would make sense kind of thing. So instead of that, I'm going to flip this question a little differently like I did in the recording, and I'm going to talk about if I was in charge of creative, what would I do to make it better, in my opinion. So WWE obviously has a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. 205 is a little small, but still, they have a lot of talent under their wings. The thing that I think holds them up and sometimes make the product boring is that they do the same people fighting for way too long, or the same story thing, just going. For example, not that I don't like Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns has been in the title picture for a long freaking time. Same Braun Strowman. Same Brock Lesnar. Thank God he's finally done with at least the holding the belt. Regardless, they use the same people too much. What I mean by that is what I said in the recording is having these people is fine. I have nothing against each of these performers. Roman's fine. I don't hate him. Brock, I kind of do, but I get the spectacle. Whatever. Braun, we're building up. He's okay. Whatever. Don't have them go more than 3's pushing it. I'll say 2 in a row. No more than 2 in a row. Once you get to 3, it gets a little stupid. Didn't these guys already fight? What are they fighting for? 3 tops if things are happening. What I mean by that. Person A. Can't see my hand. Person A. Person B. They fight. They're going for a title. Let's say it's the world title. All right. This person. Shabam. Person A is defending. Person B wins the title. Woohoo! He's, new champ. Then, following month, rematch clause. That's fine. Person A, person B. Bam. If person B beats person A again, get him out. Get somebody in. Beat person C. If person A wins it back from person B, then you go again. That's it. 3 tops. Get out of here. I think they need to be better in cycling their talent through. They have a lot of talent on this roster, and they need to keep it fresh. Multi-man matches is a good way to work around this too, so you don't have just 1v1, v1, v1, v1 over and over again. I think you need to do that. You have a lot of big players. For example, AJ, Shinsuke, Samoa Joe, Braun, Roman, Seth, Kevin Owens, Jericho occasionally when he's back in there. And even other guys that I'm not listing at the, thing. It's fine. You need to be interchangeable. Not that you have to have... Okay. Make, distinct classes. You have so much talent now, you can kind of do this. World title picture. Intercontinental. Tag. Women's. I mean, they don't really have an option now, but they're building. That's what you got to do. These people are world title people. 20 guys. Mix them around. These guys are mid-carders. Intercontinental US. Mix them around. Tags. Now, once you're in a block, you could still move. That's another way to keep it fresh. Person from World could drop down to mid. Person from mid could go to here. Tags can split up, go to here and here. I think that's what you need. But you need more of this and mix up and variety in your block. Instead of just, okay, here's 5 people, World. Here's 3 people, Intercontinental. Here's 2, Tag. And then you got 80 people sitting around doing nothing. I understand not everybody can be a superstar. I understand you need jobbers. I get that. But spice of life here. Don't keep doing the same thing. That's how people get bored. So, variety. I think that's what you need to do. Dio says, no, it's 1v1 or bust. I get it. Multi-man matches aren't always the best. I'm just saying I think that would help with the spice of life thing too. Because people are eventually going to be like, oh man, another 1v1, la la la. Oh, he's just kidding. Okay, well that's fine. I think it's another way they can use this tool to kind of implement variety. Use the multi-man matches. Use the ladder matches. Use the table. Use the ambulance, whatever. Use those things to your advantage. But mainly it's, who are the players in this? I'm fine with somebody holding the title for a while too. If you got the world champ in there or Intercontinental champ or whatever champ and they're sticking around for months, that's fine. Just get new people to fight them. Don't put the fucking same asshole in there over and over again. That's what happened to Dolph. See, Dolph, though, does well because he's told what to... Well, not told what to do. He can do what he wants to do in each of the segment. He's a perfect example. For example, world title picture. Nailed it, even though it was a little while. Mid-card, nailed it. Tag, was nailing it. Apparently he got hurt. Didn't know that. He could work in any of those. And he's moved up, down, left, right. You know, that's good. It keeps it different. Even though it's the same guy, he's doing something different. I'm fine with that. Do that. Do it with more people. For example, the Shield thing, I think that's a good move. Rip Rollins, I think he's hurt too. But, still, that variety. Hence the IC belt or light heavyweight belt. Love more specialty matches. Iron Man matches between Rollins and Ziggler. Okay, now, that's another thing too. Iron Man matches, well, great. We had that recent one at SummerSlam. People were literally fucking counting down the clock. People don't have that long of attention span anymore. I like Iron Man matches, don't get me wrong. People are dumbasses too. I can say all of them. Yeah. So anyways, spice up your life. Put new people in there. I think that will help. Next topic. Next question. Figure out how many bottles of beer you would sing if you sang them all the way to the destination. A lot. Alright, next topic. If you were funded to create your own game, what type of game would you make? What genre, what characters, what gameplay, story, arcade, and what facet would you like to work on? Okay, let's see. Okay, this one's a tough one. I don't have a great answer because I'm not creative with the stories. I think story is definitely key for any game that you need. You need to have a plan and kind of a character in the background, and you kind of work and build the world around them. I don't have any of those ideas in my head, so I think, obviously, I'd love to work on anything. I think that'd be a fantastic opportunity. I think a fighting game is where my heart lies right now. Is like that would be almost a full circle type deal. Grow up, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, enjoying fighting games more, still sucking at them, but like I think that would be a cool thing to have under my belt. I'm intrigued on how they make combos. I'm intrigued with frame data and knowing all of those mechanics. I think the aspect I would like to work on would be either animation or mocap for the fight itself. Like, hey, he's going to do this move. Bah. He's going to do this move. Bah. Like, showing that motion and stuff like that. I think that would be an interesting process to be a part of. As for characters, if See, this is funding my own game. I can't really fund a Marvel versus Capcom game because I don't have the rights to any of that. But that would be ideal. Something along that style, 2D/3D fighter, that fixed camera position, and something along those lines. I think that would be the dream game to work on, I guess. Next, whether you feel any of the following would come back, and if you think they should. He's talking about wrestling again. He asks about Neville, Morrison, Jericho, and Punk. All right. So, recently Neville's little hiatus ended. The contract officially ended. He's now available to do what he wants to do. Independent. I liked Neville. I liked Neville in NXT. I liked Neville when he came up. I liked Neville as the heel when he was Cruiserweight King. I liked all that. He's a very talented individual. I would love to see him back. I don't think he will, just based off of obviously the fallout that happened, unfortunately. It sucks because they really had an opportunity there, and I don't know what happened, but it went sour. 205 now is doing much better. I hear the matches are really, really good. That's another one I'm behind. Triple H is now running that as well. Match quality wise has gone up. I'm not sure if they have the interesting characters that they need to yet. They have Lucha House Party, which is kind of like more of a joke now. I don't know if Nice really even has a character. Same with Gallagher. He's kind of just there. Leo Rush is a good heel, but I think he's still getting traction. Cedric is good. Cedric's talented. Mustafa's talented. You have talented players, but I don't think you have that story mechanic. And I think King Cruiserweight Neville added that. He had the talent, but he also had the presence. So I feel like all these people definitely could. They're all definitely skilled in ring. I just think they need to commit harder to the character part. So I don't know. So Neville, I don't think so. It's unfortunate. I would love to have him back, but I don't think so. Morrison, Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Impact, whatever name he's going by now. I think yes. I think I've heard speculation on the internets, but you can hear that about anything, is that he's open to a comeback. He's open to coming back. The thing is with Morrison at the moment is he's making hand over fist money with all these independent shows, whether it's Lucha Underground, whether it's Impact Wrestling, which he's at now, whether it's all the other promotions and products he's in. And it's great. He's made a name for himself. Like, he kind of put himself in everybody's radar, which is great. Not that he wasn't before, but like he kind of bumped it up to a new level. So I think Morrison will come back. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, though. Even if it's just Hall of Fame-esque type thing. Jericho. I think Jericho is a hands down. Absolutely, he'll be back. For right now, it seems he's doing his own thing in the independent circle. He did his short program in Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I believe he's going back. I don't know if he fought in Naito yet, but I know he's got that. He's got his Jericho Cruise coming up, which is some wrestling thing. There was rumors that he was going to Impact. I don't know about that, though. So I think absolutely Jericho comes back, obviously for Hall of Fame. But he seems like he's definitely one of those guys that obviously has come back every few years. And I even look at the Raw, what was it, 25 or whatever event they had. Like, he was signed on to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he came back, even if it was a one shot, a little gag, a little fun thing. Then he still did it. So I think he's in a good enough standing with WWE and Vince and stuff like that that he'll definitely come back. Punk. Doubtful. I'd love to see it in a way. In a way, I wouldn't, just because of the new atmosphere comparatively that we're in since when Punk left. I'd love it just because I enjoyed Punk as a wrestler. I know he's not everybody's favorite person in the world. But I would love to see him back. I highly doubt it, though, until it's time for Hall of Fame-esque type discussions. I think just the bridges are burnt. I don't think there's a chance of him coming back, unfortunately. And he's focused on his UFC thing. I think he has his second fight coming up if it didn't already happen. So, who knows? All right, Dio chimes in with a couple of these. He says Neville is going to Bullet Club. He's heard. Old Neville pack. Major talent, but he does not know how to use them. Why does Leo Rush music sound like Mr. Perfect theme? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't watched 205. Like, is that I'm behind? And then he asks, what's the deal with Matt Hardy? So Matt's kind of in limbo right now. He lost the tag belts with Bray to the B team. Matt's been putting up a lot of, not cryptic per se, but tweets thanking fans and showing like old photos of him and Jeff and him and Omega and him with Shannon as V1 and stuff like that. He's also put out on Twitter that his hip is in a lot of pain. I think his hip is fusing with his tailbone or something like that. His hip is abnormal. But yeah, it's something whether it's fusing or it's just in a lot of pain. So there's potential that he is stopping wrestling. From what I've heard, this is all speculation. I do not know. So there's a word that he's stopping wrestling and he's filling more of a backstage deal and role, which, you know, I'm fine with. I think that's definitely, obviously, the next step if he didn't want to wrestle anymore. I wish he was still able to wrestle. I wish they would go with the woken broken more aspect more with him and Jeff. And Jeff's kind of been doing it with the paint and the contacts, but they didn't like fully go into it. Matt was kind of slowly going into it with Bray, and I feel it was the next evolution was to fully go on with that. So anyways, yeah, I think he's filling a backstage role. I think in a Rebby Sky interview, I don't remember where it was, or not Rebby Sky. Is it Rebby Sky? Yeah, Rebby Hardy, whatever. His wife. She interviewed somewhere, and she said his contract ends in April. So he's trying the backstage stuff to see if this is good for him. And then there's also rumors that he might take over 205 Live as the GM. I wasn't sure about this, but then something happened last Monday, or maybe it was 2 Mondays ago, where Drake Maverick, a.k.a. Rockstar Spud, is now managing Authors of Pain, which that's another question entirely. Why did we get rid of Legion of Doom fellow? But, so anyways, he is now managing Authors of Pain. There's no word that he's dropping his GM status in 205, but maybe he's going to transition to the manager role, and then Matt will have to take up that GM spot. That's the only evidence I see towards that, but I do not know. So that's what's going on with Matt. It's unfortunate, but, I mean, obviously, health is important. You saw that he's a part of talent development now. Could be that. It sucks. Wish WWE caught that much sooner. Have to wait 18 years for King Maxwell. Yeah, King Maxwell and Sir Wolfgang. New tag team. Hardy's 2.0. Alright, so next one. This one's another longer one. Streaming. How have you developed your style, and have you considered doing advisory playthroughs with games you have played or giving a live first play reaction? So, Dad asked this because he hasn't seen a lot of the content. He tries to catch up as much as he can, and things like that. I keep saying that. I gotta work on that. Dad tries to, catch what he can. Yes, chat, I understand. So he's kind of asking like how I play the games and what style works. So generally, it's been a game comes out, No experience with it. Play it with the stream. Experience it with them. That style is interesting because we all get to react to something together. For example, Life is Strange was a big one for us. I know that was years ago, but going through those moments and those pivotal spots with chat and seeing reactions and seeing people react to how I'm reacting, that made for good content, and it was interesting. Does that always work? No, it's not always necessarily engaging. Something that I do think worked recently is we've been replaying the Batman Arkham series, and I think playing those in the past, I can kind of give a little bit more insight, like, oh, this character is doing this for this reason, or this is coming up on this, and this game mechanic is for that. Explaining the process of the game or reasons for things, I think it makes it a little bit more engaging and interesting, and gives me things to talk about, which I think is important. I always feel bad when we kick off a stream, we're chatting for a while, everybody's obviously, hey, how are you doing, catching up with their days and things like that. It's engaging for the first part, but then sometimes it kind of trails off, and not that it becomes silent, but it's definitely not the engagement that it was at the beginning, and I feel bad about that. With games that I've played in the past, I feel like I can kind of keep the conversation going because I'm talking about the game and not having to pull something out of my ass to talk about. So I think it's a mixture that works, that makes everything ideal. Games from the past to talk about those past experiences, but also teach someone who maybe hasn't experienced it, or let them experience it on their own. But then also the new games and the new experiences, I think, are great for those spontaneous moments where everybody's flipping about something that happened in a game. Like Dio says, that it was insane for Life is Strange because everybody was popping off and it was energetic. How has my style developed? I think I've definitely gotten better talking to the camera and talking to people. Obviously, I'm still working at it, as words will slip out and phrases will come out continuously, as I've been told. But I feel it's getting better. It definitely needs a lot more improvement, and I think the only way I'm going to improve it is by doing it more and more and more and more and more. Whether it's the podcast here, whether it's talking to people in public, whether it's talking on the stream, I think that aspect needs to develop. And obviously, if I'm able to engage in people and they feel comfortable and they feel welcome and aspects of that nature, then it's only we can all benefit from it. The viewer can benefit from it because they're getting an experience that they enjoy, and they are bonding with, who is providing the content. I can benefit from it because it makes my product stronger, but also helps me go out and use these skills wherever it is, whether it's a job interview, whether it's relationship, whether it's friends, whatever it may be. I think that developing that will help considerably. So as for style change, that's the goal I have, to keep improving. As for gameplay, we'll keep rolling with what we got, but I like the recent experiment with Arkham series, with a passionate game or a game series that I'm passionate about, being able to explain that. I think that helps as well. So maybe a little bit more of that instead of just new all the time. All right, and then this last topic from Dad. Of the primary Avengers, have any of them stood out in portraying their character? Any come up short? So he's talking about the main four. He's talking about Chris Evans as Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man, Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, and Chris Hemsworth as Thor. So I think, quickly, all four have done an awesome job at their roles. Obviously, the Hulk role has been a little bit interesting because it's been 3 different actors. At least at the start, it was very roller coaster-esque. I think they've all done a good job portraying their character. Hemsworth and the Thor character they're doing in the MCU is much different than the comic version. Like more Thor 1 and Thor 2 in a way. They kind of started to stray there. That's more traditional Thor, and it didn't resonate with audiences, so they obviously had to change that for Thor 3. And, it's working, and it works for this medium. But that's nothing against him and his portrayal of Thor. I think when it's serious moments, like, he does fantastic. And that comedy aspect, it's more making Thor a relatable character to the audience. So I don't think that's bad. I think Robert Downey Jr. has nailed it as Iron Man. There's not too much to say there, but like, he's made the character his own and he's become synonymous with it. In my personal opinion, I think Chris Evans is the one who has stood out amongst the four as portraying their character. He's made people care about Captain America. Not that Captain America was not important or not a big thing. It's just like his popularity, I think, has skyrocketed since the movies and things of that nature, and I think Chris has to do with that. Chris Evans does a phenomenal job portraying him, in my opinion, and it makes me care about him and his movies. Like, I think I enjoy Cap more than I do the other heroes for myself. I'm more invested in his storylines and what he's doing than, oh, I need another Iron Man movie. Oh, I need another Thor movie. I need a Hulk movie. I don't. Honestly, I'd like another Captain America movie. Whether he makes it or not, RIP, then that would be it. So, let's see. So yeah, that wraps up episode 27, the viewer topics. Thank you everyone who submitted a topic, whether it was on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, or Instagram. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. This has been the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 27. Remember, you can watch the podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every first and third Saturday of the month, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't watch it live, that is A-OK. You can watch it over on youtube.com. Search Enigma9011. It is broken out topic by topic and also put in one big video format if you like it. If you have topics for us in the future, you can post it down in the comments section below, or you can join us on Discord and put it in there. Remember, today's episode is sponsored by the merch store. The link is down in the description. You can go get your Enigma 9011 swag, t-shirts, backpacks, coffee mugs, tank tops, and more. You can do that. Support the stream. It'd be greatly appreciated. Remember, guys, if you like the podcast, please share it with your friends. If you want to watch us stream and play games and stuff like that, twitch.tv, 5 to 7 nights per week, and check that out. Help us get to that 1,000 follower goal and 10,000 view goal. I think that's it. Until next time, I'm not going to steal that outro. That's from somebody else. Till next time, guys, peace out. I just stole it anyway, but peace out.